Evaluate -8 divided by 2 plus 12 multiplied by 9 minus 4 multiplied by 6 all over 56 divided by 7 multiplied by 2. Such a sum, you have to work the part I've circled first. Now, if you work those parts first, you will get here this divided by 8 divided by 2 is -4 plus 12 multiplied by 9 is 108 minus this 4 multiplied by 6 is 24 all over 56 divided by 7 is 8 multiplied by these two. Now you get 80 over 16. If you divide 16 by 80, you get 5. Evaluate 28 minus -18 over 2 minus 15 minus -2 multiplied by -6 all over 3. Such a sum, you have to work the part I'm circling first. You have to remove the brackets first. Now, if you do so, you will get 28 minus 18 over 2. There's a 1 here. If you multiply by this 18, you get -18 minus 15 minus 12. This negative 2 multiplied by -6, you get a positive 12. And there's a minus here, so it's -12 all over 3. Now, what you get is 46 over -2, this negative. So the sum is negative, and then this is 3 over 3. 15 minus 12, get 3, and then all over 3. So that the answer, if you divide 46 by 2, you get -23. If you divide this by this, you get 1 minus 1. So that ultimately, if the -23 minus 1, you get -24. Evaluate -12 divided by -3 multiplied by 4 minus -20 all over -6 multiplied by 6 divided by 3 plus -6. Such a sum, you have to work out this part I'm circling first. Now, if you do so, you will get 12 divided by -3. -12 divided by -3 will get a +4. Multiplied by this 4, and then this negative and negative becomes a plus 20 all over -6. This divided by 6 divided by 3, you get 2 multiplied by 2 plus minus this plus and negative becomes a negative -6. So that when you multiply this by this is 16 plus 20, and then when you multiply this by this -6 times 2, you get -12, then minus 6. Now, when you have 16 plus 20, you have 36. Then when you have -12 minus -6, you have -18. Now, when you divide the two, you get ultimately the answer is -2. Now you are told all prime numbers less than 10 are arranged in descending order to form a number. Write down the number formed. State the total value of the second digit in the number formed above. Now, these are numbers 1, 2, 3 up to 10. Now, the prime numbers will be 2, 3, 5, and 7. Now, if these prime numbers are arranged in descending order, it means we start with the largest. So we take 7, we go to 5, we go to 3, we go to 2. Now this is the number formed, 7,532. Now you have been told that the second digit is this. This first digit is the second digit. So the second digit, what is the total value of this number? You just write this number, and then the digits that follows that number, write them to be zeros, make them to be zeros. So the value of this number is 500. Now, without using a calculator, evaluate -8 plus -5 multiplied by -8 minus -6 all over -3 plus -8 divided by 2 multiplied by 4. Such a sum, you will start working with this part first and the other part first. Now, which means we shall have -8. When you multiply -5 and -8, this sign changes to positive. So we shall have plus 40. This negative and this negative will turn to a positive sign. So we have plus 6. Down here, we shall start with -3. When you divide -8 and 2, you get -4. So it will be plus -4. And then you multiply by this 4. Now, if you add -8 plus 40 plus 6, you get 38. And down here, we shall have -3 plus -16, because you multiply -4 and +4, you get a -16, so that our answer becomes 38 over -19. If you solve further, say simplify, 19 goes into 38 twice, but we have a negative here, so the answer shall be -2. Now we have a question like this. A square room is covered by a number of whole rectangular slabs of sides 60 centimeter by 42 centimeter. Calculate the least possible area of the room in square meters. Now, a question like this, the first thing to do is to find the LCM between the sides of the slabs. The slabs have been told that they are 60 centimeter by 42 centimeter. Now, the least common multiple, we find it like this. 2 goes here, 30. 2 goes here, 21. 2 goes into 30, 15. 2 goes in, 2 does not go into 21, so it just meant 21. And then 3 goes here into 15, 5. Into 21, 7. 5 goes into itself, 1. It does not go into 7, so we just turn 7. And then 7 goes into itself once. So the least common multiple is 2 times 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7, which is the same as 2 squared multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7, giving us 420 centimeters. Now this means that the slabs of length 60 and width 42, they fit perfectly in a square house that is, or a room that is 420 centimeter. And you know the area of a square is equals to side squared, or side times side. Uh, Now, if we have been given this as the side of the square, and this is in centimeter, we have been told our answer should give it into meter. We can convert this into meter by dividing by 100. It gives us 4.2 meters, multiplied by 4.2 meters, such that our answer becomes 1764 meters square. This is a room where this labs measuring the length of 60 and 42 will fit perfectly in the least possible area that they will fit perfectly. Now we have a question like this. In a certain commercial bank, customers may withdraw cash from one of the two tellers at the counter. On average, one teller takes 3 minutes while the other teller takes 5 minutes to serve a customer. If the two tellers start to serve the customers at the same time, find the shortest time it takes to serve 200 customers. Now, the first thing we have to do for this question, we have to find the LCM between the time the tellers are serving customers. Now, the teller one is serving at one customer 3 minutes, teller two, one customer at 5 minutes. Now, the least common multiple between them will be 15. That is 3 times 5, which is equals to 15. Now, this means that in 15 minutes, teller one will serve how many customers? You take 3 divided by 15, it will serve 5 customers. What about the other teller? You take 15 divided by 5, it will serve 3. Now, they will serve total in 15 minutes, the two tellers, the teller 1 and teller 2, they will serve a total of 8 customers. Now we can relate. If 8 customers are served in 15 minutes, what about the 200 customers we have been given? We shall take 200 multiplied by 15 divided by 8. We get that the 200 customers, the two tellers will serve them in 375 minutes, which is equivalent to 6.25 hours, or 6 hours and 15 minutes. Now, without using a calculator, evaluate -2 into 5 plus 3 minus 9 divided by 3 plus 5 all over -3 multiplied by -5 plus -2 multiplied by -4. Now, such a sum, we shall do this part I'm circling first. These are the parts you should do first. So we shall have -2. This plus this, it is 8 multiplied by 8, minus this divided by this is 3 plus 5 all over this multiplied by this is -3, -5, we get positive 15, plus this 2 multiplied by 4, we get -8, plus -8. Now we simplify further. This multiplied by this, you get -16, minus this 3 plus 5. 15 plus minus 8. This becomes a negative, so it is 15 minus 8, which is 7. When you add -16 minus 3 plus 5, you will get -14. Divided by 7, we get the answer as -2. Now you get a sum like this. Express 10,500 in terms of its prime factors, and then determine the smallest positive number p such that 10,500 multiplied by p is a perfect cube. What you'll do, we shall find the factors. So we write 10,500 and then start finding the prime factors. We shall start with the smallest. Here it is 2. 2 divided by this, we get 52, 0. 2 still goes there. Divided by that, we get 26, 25. 2 still goes, now it's not 2 because this number is not even. Let's try 3. 3 goes here how many times? 3 goes here, 8, 7, 5. The next prime factor will be 5. 5 goes here, 1, 7, 5. 5 goes here, 35. 5 goes into 35 7 times, and 7 goes in itself 1. So that 10,500 is equivalent to 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5 times 7. This is equal to 2 squared times 3 times 5 cubed times 7. So these are the prime factors of this number. Now, which smallest number can be multiplied by 10,500 to make it a cube? Now, look at this way. For a number to be a cube, this 2 should have been 3 cubed. The least cube after this number. 3 should have been 3 cubed. 5 should have been 5 cubed, and 7 should have been 7 cubed. Now, what is missing in here? We miss, at least we miss 2, so that when you multiply this by this, you get 2 cubed. Here we don't miss, here we miss 3 squared, so that this multiplied by this, you get this. Here we are missing nothing. Here we are missing 7 squared, so that this multiplied by this, you get that. Now, this means that these numbers we are missing to make these numbers raised to the power of 3, they are the least number. You can multiply this number to get a perfect cube. So the least number is 2 multiplied by 3 squared multiplied by 5 over 0. This is just 1. We can ignore it, and then multiply by 2. And 7 raised to the power of 2. So the least number there is 882. This is the number you multiply by this to get a perfect cube. Now you have a question like this. 3 bells ring at intervals of 9 minutes, 15 minutes, and 21 minutes. The bells will ring next at 11 p.m. Find the time the bell had last rung together. Now, for a question like this, you need to find the LCM between the time the bells are ringing. So you have one ring at 9 minutes, another one after 15 minutes, another one after 21 minutes. The LCM, we shall start with the 3 as the prime factor. 3 goes in 9 3 times, into 15 5 times, into 21 7 times. We still have 3 here. 3 goes into self 1, it does not go into 5, it does not go into 7. Now we have 5. 5 goes into self 1, it does not go into 7. And lastly, we have 7, completing our prime factors. So the least common multiple between those times the bells are ringing is 3 times 3 times 5 times 7, which gives us 315 minutes. This means that these bells, the one ringing at 9, 15, and 21, they will ring together after 315 minutes. 315 minutes is equivalent to 5 hours and 15 minutes. Now we are told the bell will ring at 11 p.m. So these are hours, these are minutes. the bell ring at this time. Now, when did the bell ring together last? So we have to subtract this 5:15 to know when they rang together last. When you subtract 5:15 from the time they ring together again, you'll get that the last rang at 5:45 p.m. What we do here is we take 1 from 11, we bring it here. It is 1 hour. 1 hour is 60 minutes. 60 minutes minus 15, we get 45. Here it remains 10. 10 minus 5, get 5. Now you get like a question like this. Evaluate 22 minus negative 14, 6, all over 6 multiplied by negative 2 minus 4 squared multiplied by negative 6 minus 12 all over 72 divided by negative 8 multiplied by 3. Such a sum, what do? You work this part first. You work this part first. Now, when you work those parts first, you get this is 22. This negative and negative will become a positive plus 14. And then this multiplied by this. There's a negative here, so 6 multiplied by negative 2 get negative 12. Now minus 4 squared multiplied by negative 6. You will get negative 9, 6 minus this 12. Now this part down here, the denominator, 72 divided by negative 8, you will get negative 9 multiplied by this 3. So when you add 22 and 14, you get 36. You get 36 over 12 minus, when you add negative 96 and negative 12, you get negative 108 all over. When you multiply negative 9 and 3, you get negative 27. Now when you simplify, this is negative 12. When you simplify 36 divided by negative 12, you get negative 3 minus. These are negative, these are negative. So when you divide a number which is a negative and a negative, you'll get a positive number. So you'll get positive 4. So negative 3 minus 4, you get negative 7. Now you are asked, a number m is formed by writing all the prime numbers between 0 and 10 in an ascending order. Another number n is formed by writing all the square numbers between 0 and 10 in descending order. Find m minus n. Express m minus n as a product of its prime factors. Now, the factors between 1 and 10, we have 2, we have, let me use the red color, we have 2, we have 3, we have 5, we have 7. And we are told they are arranged in ascending order. So you start with the smallest to the largest. So you have 2, 3, 5, 7. So they form a number 2,357. Now you are told another number is formed of squares. The only number that have squares here are 1, 4, and 9. But you are told they are arranged in descending order. So you start with the largest to the lowest. So we have 9, 4, 1. So this is the number m, and this is the number n. Now you have been asked, can you get the difference between m and n? M and n, which is equals to 2, 3, 5, 7 minus 9, 4, 1. What does it give us? If you subtract you will get 1416. Now the question continues and tells us to find the factors, prime factors of this number 1416. So we shall write 1416 and try to find its prime factors. So 2 goes into 1416, how many times? 708. And then 2 still goes there, 554 times. 2 still goes there to 177 times, and then 3 goes there 59 times. 59 is a prime number, so that ends our prime numbers. So we shall have 1416 is equals to 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 59, which is the same as 2 cubed multiplied by 3 multiplied by 59. Now you have a question like this. Ntutu had cows, sheep, and goats in his farm. The number of cows was 32, and the number of sheep was 12 times the number of cows. The number of goats was 1,344 more than the number of sheep. If he sold a third of the goats, find the number of goats that remain. Now we shall do some tabulation so that we have C for cow, S for sheep, and G for goats. Now we are told he had 32 cows, and then the number of sheep was 12 times that of cows, so it is 12 times 32, and the number of goats was at least 4 or 1344 more than that of sheep. So 1344 plus 12 multiplied by 32. That's the number of goats. Now, if we simplify, we get the cows at 32. Sheep, this multiplied by this, we get 384. And then for goat, it will be 384 plus 1344. Let's simplify further. Here we still have 32. Here we have 384. Here when you add 384 plus 1344, you get 17 to 8. But you have been told he sold 3/4 of the goats. Now, this means that if he sold 3/4, what remained is a quarter. Now, you simply take a quarter of 17 to 8, which is 432 goats. So he remained with 432 goats. Now, you have a question like this. Evaluate 540, 396 minus 726, 450 divided by 3. And then you are to write the value of the digit in thousands of the results you get here, or the answer you get here. So some like this, you work this part first. Now, if you work that part first, you will get it is 54396 minus this divided by this, you get 242,150. So this minus this, you get 298,246. Now this is this digit is 1, this is 10, this is 100, this is 1000. So this is the digit that we are concerned with. What is the value of this digit? The value of this digit is, you write 8, and then all these values you write them down to 00. So the value of this digit is 8000. Now you get a sum like this. You are told that given that A is equals to 3, B is equals to 5, and C is equals to negative a half, evaluate 4A squared plus 2B minus 4C all over a quarter into b squared minus 3a. Now what you do, you substitute the values you have been given into the equation so that it becomes 4 multiplied by the value of a, which is 3, and then put the square. 2 multiplied by the value of b, which is 5, minus 4 multiplied by the value of c, which is negative a half, all over a quarter into the value of b, which is 5, so it becomes 5 squared, minus 3 multiplied by the value of a, which is 3, like that. And then you simplify. You will start with this. What I'm circling is what you work first. If you don't follow that procedure, you get the wrong answer. Now, what do you get? You get here, this time this, you get 4 times 9 plus this time this is 10, and then we have a negative here. 4 times negative a half, you will get negative 2. And then down here we shall have a quarter into what is 5 squared is 25. What is 3 times 3 is 9. So that we have 4 times 9. What do you get? You get 36. So 36 plus 10, these two negatives, negative plus negative will become a positive, so plus 2, all over a quarter multiplied by this minus this, you get 16. 25 minus 9, you get 16, like that. So when you add everything up there, you get 48. When you multiply a quarter by 16, you get 4. When you divide 48 by 4, you get 12. Now you're given a question like this. The length of 3 wires is 30 meters, 36 meters, and 84 meters. Pieces of wire of equal length were cut from the 3 wires. Calculate the least number of pieces obtained. Now what we do, we shall find the greatest common divisor between those length of wires we have been given. We have been given 30, 36, and 84. So the greatest common divisor, 2 goes across all of them, so that we have 15, 18, and 42. The other number that goes across them is 3. So the 3 goes here 5, 3 goes here 6, 3 goes here 14 times. So the greatest common divisor here is 2 times 3, which is equals to 6. Now, the total length of those wires, total length will be 30 plus 36 plus 84, which is equals to 150. Now, pieces of 6 have to be cut from the total length of those wires. So if one piece is equals to 6 meter, what about how many pieces will we get from 150 meters? So we shall say 6 meters is equals to 1 piece. What about 150 meters? We shall take 150 multiplied by 1 over 6, so that we get 25 pieces. 25 pieces can be cut from those 3 wires. I have a question like this. Express 1728 and 2025 in terms of their prime factors. hence evaluate this sum. Now we shall find the prime factor. The prime factors of 1728 are 2 multiplied by 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 2 6 times 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 times. All of this is a cube root. And then the factors of 2025 are 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Now we shall group these factors because we are finding the cube root here. Let's group them into cubes 3 3. So we shall take 2 3s, 3 cubed, multiplied by another 2 3s equal 2 cubed, and then the last 3 is multiplied by 3 cubed. So we are finding the cube root. All over here we are finding the square root. So let us group them into the power of 2's. So you shall find, we shall have 3 raised to the power of 2, 3 raised to the power of 2, and 5 raised to the power of 2. Now when you are finding the cube root, you can just divide these powers by 3. So if you divide the powers by 3, we remain the 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Now when you are finding the square root, you can just divide the powers by 2. So that here we remain the 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. So ultimately we have when you multiply all these, you get 12. When you multiply everything down here, you get 45. We can simplify further by having 3 goes here 4 times, 3 goes into 45 15 times. Now you are given a question like this. A retailer bought a bag of tea leaves. If the retailer were to repack the tea leaves into smaller packets of either 40 grams, 250 grams, or 350 grams, determine the least mass in grams of the tea leaves in the bag. So here we shall just to find the least common multiple, the LCM, between the bags, the retailer packed. We have bags of 40, 250, and 350. So 2 goes there, 2 goes into 40, 20, here 21, 25, here 175. We have 2 again, 2 goes here 10, 2 goes here, does not go here, it remains 125. It does not go here, it remains 175. 2 goes into 10 5 times, it does not go here, so it remains like that. Does not go here, it remains like that. Now the next number is 5. 5 goes here once, 5 goes here 25 times, 5 goes here 35. 5 can still go into this number. 5 goes here 25 times, 5 goes here 7 times. 5 goes into self once, it does not go into 7. And then we have 7 to finish up our prime factors. So the LCM becomes 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, that's 3 times, multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 3 times, and then multiplied by 7. So it is 2 cubed multiplied by 5 cubed multiplied by 7, which gives us 700 grams. So that packet that was to be packaged into 40, 250, 350 was or is 700 grams. Now you have this question. Without using mathematical tables or a calculator, evaluate -3 into 6 plus -2 minus -12 divided by 4 plus 5 all over -4 multiplied by -6 plus -3 multiplied by 5. Now a sum like this, you do this part first, the part in brackets, and then division, multiplication, like that. You do those parts first. Now we shall have 3, and then this plus this 6 plus negative 2, we shall have 4. So this will be 3 multiplied by 4. And then we have a negative here, and 12 divided by negative 12 divided by 4, you get negative 3 plus 5. Down here, we shall have a negative 4 multiplied by negative 6. That becomes a positive. It gives us positive 24 plus negative 5 multiplied by negative 3 multiplied by 5, you get negative 15. Now, if we simplify further, we shall have this multiplied by this. We have negative 12. These two signs, negative, negative, will assume a positive sign, so that we have plus 3 and then plus 5. And then here we shall have 24 plus a negative sign will be a negative sign minus 15. So that when you add negative 12 plus 3 plus 5, you get negative 4. And then when you minus 24 minus 15, you get 9. Now we have been asked a rectangular floor of a room measures 5.4 meter long and 4.2 meter wide. The room is to be covered with square tiles. Calculate the minimum number of square tiles that can be used to cover the floor. Now, if the tiles are square and the room is rectangular, now we have to find a common divisor such that the square tiles can fit in the length and the width comfortable. So we shall find the GCD between the length. The length is 5.4 meters, which is the same as 440 centimeters. The width is 4.2 meters, which is the same as 420 centimeters. Now, if you find the GCD, we can see 2 is common here, giving us 270 and 210. 2 is also common here, giving us 135 and 105. And then we have 5. 5 is common here, giving us 27 and 21. We can also 3 is common here, giving us 9 and 7. So the greatest common divisor is 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, which is the same as 2 squared times 3 times 5. It means that the tiles, the square tiles, are 60 centimeter by 60 centimeter. So it is 6 centimeter by 6 centimeter tiles that can fit comfortably in the length of 5.4 meters and 4.2 meters. Now we know the area of that floor. The area of that floor will be equal to 540 multiplied by 420. And now the area of the tiles will be equal to 60 times 60. Now if you take the area of the floor divided by the area of the tiles, you will get the number of tiles that can fit that floor, which gives us 63 tiles.